UFC prospects in every single division, I think, can become UFC champions. Number 1 is going to be in the UFC Flyweight Division. Muhammad Mokaev, 6 wins and 0 losses, only 21 years old, the youngest men's fighter inside of the UFC, beating everyone by finish. No decision wins except for his MMA debut right there, and a 23-0 undefeated record as an amateur. So it's very clear to me that this man is, of course, the number 1 prospect in the bantamweight division. And I'll be honest, I think he will become champion. He's an amazing wrestler, amazing striker. He's honestly good everywhere. That is definitely my pick for the UFC Flyweight Division. Now, for the bantamweight division, it gets a lot harder because there's a lot of fighters on here that are unranked right now that I don't really think will become UFC champion. A few of the guys I would think about would be maybe Javid Basharat, who is currently 12-0 at the time with an undefeated record himself, 26 years old. So he's very young, has a lot of time to improve. That is one guy I'm definitely thinking about. Adrian Yanez, possibly. But I would say that'd be the main guy, would be Javid Basharat. I think by the end of his career, there's a very good shot we see Javid Basharat become champion in that bantamweight division. He's a lot of improvement in a lot of aspects of the game, but he's very young. He's got a lot of time to do that improvements. Now, for the UFC Featherweight Division, dude, this is probably the toughest division to kind of pick out a champion in, because there are absolute beasts everywhere you look. Everywhere in this division, there are absolute killers. They on any given day, a lot of these guys can be ranked, and then they could just not be ranked. It is really just that good of a division. But one guy I am thinking about is going to be David Onama. He does strike me as a guy that if he just works on the takedown defense, works on the submission game and things like that, I can 100% see that guy going all the way. That would be one of them. And in terms of prospects, I don't know where you guys draw the line on if they're ranked or not, things like that. But I would say he's the main guy right now. He's very young in his career as well. If we look right here at how old David Onama is, let's check right here. He's currently only 27 years old. He's got a lot of time to improve, a lot of time to work on the grappling and the wrestling. So I know a lot of people might be thinking like Movsar Evloev and things like that, but I don't really count anyone that's already inside of the top 15. Otherwise, I probably would have said Ilya Topuria, Movsar Evloev, those type of guys. But outside of the top 15, not really much, but David Onama. Then we go on to the lightweight division, and this is clearly the hardest fight to kind of do in terms of who's going to become a champion next, because there's already a batch like Arman Tsarukyan, Gamrot, there's even Joel Alvarez here. There's absolute beasts of prospects in this UFC lightweight division. Damir is 31 years old, so I don't know how much more time he has to go out there and become a champion. It's tough. Ilya Topuria is mainly going to fight in the featherweight division. It's so tough. This one is tough because outside of the top 15, I really don't see anyone becoming a champion. I'll be honest. I really don't see too many guys going out there and becoming a champion in this lightweight division. This is one, literally no one outside of the top 15, I think, is going to be a champion. So we're going to have to go with Damir Ismagulov, because I don't want to pick anyone that's already in the top 15, because at that point, they're not really prospects, but Damir is absolutely amazing. Joel Alvarez, Diego Moises, Rafael Alves, and plenty of other guys. So Damir Ismagulov for the lightweight division. And then for the UFC welterweight division, this one's going to be tough as well. Again, Shavkat, I would have said him a few days ago and things like that. But again, we're going to have to go outside of the top 15, and this is probably one of the toughest divisions to do so, because if I was able to maybe go over to Bellator, I'd probably say Yaroslav Amosov or someone like that, but kind of have to stick with the top 15. I don't think anyone outside of the top 15 in this welterweight division will become a champion. I think Shavkat's there. I think Sean Brady is there. I think Bilal's kind of there. Hamzat's there. Gilbert. All these very good guys that'll probably be champion before any guy outside of the top 15, but if I had to choose, if I had to pick one of these people, it would be Michael Morales. This is a very young guy. He is currently 22 years old, undefeated, with a 13-0 undefeated record. He's got a huge amount of time to improve in takedowns and wrestling and jiu-jitsu, and his striking is already very, very on point. So that would be my potential future champion at welterweight. We go on a middleweight, and I would have to say Dricus du Plessis. Alex Pereira possibly, but he's not really too much of a prospect. He's already about to fight in the top 15. But this man right here, Dricus, is only 28 years old, has plenty of time to go out there and become a champion. And everyone else, I mean, I don't see anyone else going out there and becoming a champion. Albert Raya, he's okay and things like Caio Barajo is another one that I could see, but he's 29 years old as well right there. It'd have to be between one of those guys, Caio Barajo, or it would have to be Dricus du Plessis. And I'm going to lean a little bit towards Dricus right there. Dricus du Plessis in the middleweight division, light heavyweight. This is tough. This is very, very tough. Actually, no, it's not. No, it's not. We'll go Jailton Almeida. This is such an easy one. Jailton Almeida is both a fighter in the heavyweight division as well as he is in the light heavyweight division, but this dude's an absolute beast. I think if he fought in the light heavyweight division consistently, the man is a future champion. Heavyweight division outside of the top 15, I mean, we'd have to say Juan Espino's a little bit too old. I mean, we might actually have to say Jailton Almeida again. This might be the only fighter on the list I'll have to say his name twice, because honestly, He's about to be ranked. He's about to be a ranked fighter. So I'm going to say Jailton Almeida again. Those are the picks for if I had to pick a prospect in every UFC men's division from heavyweight to flyweight. Who would I think could become the champion in the next few years? That's my list right there. If you want me to do a female list in the next coming days, make sure to comment that down below. And make sure to comment your future champions in every division down below. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Let's go.